Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from East Boston Memorial Park in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's Lou Tompkins All-Star League 17 and under baseball contest between the hosting team of Medford/North End and the visiting team from Brookline. Should make for a good contest here today. Brookline coming into this contest 1-2 after falling to Cambridge at home 8-4 yesterday. My apologies that I was not able to be there at that game yesterday. Had a doctor's appointment that I could not reschedule. And so now here I am. Medford coming into this contest with a record of 0-2, following a 6-2 loss to Reading Red and a 14-0 loss to Cambridge. Now, unfortunately, I do not have the Medford North End lineup. I'm going to try and fill it in as best I can. But I do have the Brookline lineup, so I can fill that in right now. Leading off for Brookline, the shortstop, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Batting second, the second baseman, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. Batting third, the center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. Batting cleanup and starting on the mound for Brookline today, number 2, Charlie Engelman. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 17, Adam Rosenblatt. Batting seventh, the extra hitter, number 12, James Skeffington. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 25, Ellis Martino. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 19, Ben Rosenblatt. And batting 10th, the third baseman, number 3, Ben Cody. Head coach of the Brookline 17U baseball team is John Busey. So that is the starting lineup for Brookline as we are about to get the top of the first inning underway. Leading off for Brookline is the shortstop, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada was unavailable for the team in yesterday's game against Cambridge as he had his wisdom teeth out over the weekend. Brookline certainly happy to have him back. You can see his production through the first 2 games. 1 for 6 with 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, 3 runs scored, and 1 RBI. So while his batting average may not be the highest to start the season so far, you can see that all 3 times he's reached base, he has come home to score, and he's going to take the first pitch high for ball 1. And he slices this one. It's going to stay in the infield. And shortstop's got it for out number 1. One down for Brookline. Now coming up, the second baseman, number 8, Ben Doktoroff. First pitch to Doktoroff is going to be high for ball 1. Doktoroff off to a really hot start for Brookline so far this summer. 5 for 8, 1 walk, 3 runs scored, and 3 RBI. As that one comes in high for ball 2. It's interesting, Doktoroff in seasons past has been known more for a guy who has a good eye, knows how to draw a walk as he takes ball 3 inside there. But I feel like this year, between the spring and summer seasons, he's gotten a lot more confidence in his swing. As that one catches the inside corner for strike 1. So Doktoroff's been swinging at pitches a lot more aggressively, and it's been paying off so far here in the summer, as he's going to take ball 4 high there. So 1 runner on now. Now coming up, the center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. First pitch catches the zone for strike 1. Hoffman so far this summer 3 for 9, 2 steals, 1 run, and he's tied for the team lead with 4 RBI. Doktoroff taking off, pitches in for strike 2. Throw comes in high from the catcher. Doktoroff almost overslid second base, but he does steal successfully. Runner now in scoring position for Brookline, but Hoffman staring down an 0-2 count. That one misses just high, maybe a little inside. That's going to be ball 1. That one misses just outside, ball 2. You can see that Hoffman's first instinct is to swing at every pitch when he's down to with 2 strikes, but he's held well for 2 balls. And that one he makes contact. That's going to go out to left. Drops in left field. Doktoroff going to hold at third, not try and risk it. And Brookline's now got runners on the corners, following the single to left from Owen Hoffman. Now coming up, hoping to add to his own cause, the starting pitcher for Brookline, number 2, Charlie Engelman. Engelman so far this season 3 for 8, 1 walk, 1 steal, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. Big threat to steal for Brookline here as Engelman swings and misses for strike 1. It's a prime opportunity for Hoffman to take second while Medford is worried about Doktoroff taking home. And they go for the pickoff attempt. Hoffman dives back. Good move to keep the runner honest, but they've also got to be careful because if the throw gets away from the first baseman, Doktoroff's coming home. Hoffman takes off, pitches in for strike 2, and the catcher simply fakes the throw as Hoffman takes second base. 0-2, the count to Engelman, and a delayed swing and a miss there for strike 3. 2 down for Brookline as they are trying to see if they can get at least 1 run across here with 2 runners in scoring position. Up comes the catcher, number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi. Fantuzzi takes strike 1. Fantuzzi 2 for 5 so far this season with a walk and an RBI. He's got Hoffman at second and Doctoroff at third with 2 down in the inning, as that one comes in low, well blocked by the catcher. And that'll be ball 1. That's a high ball 2. Medford pitcher had been starting well. He started a little shaky, but then rediscovered the strike zone now. He's got strike 2 on that pitch. 2-2 the count. He had a little trouble finding the zone against Doctoroff, but since then he's settled in nicely. And he's now 1 strike away from getting out of this inning with no score. 2-2 the count to Fantuzzi. Brief timeout. And Fantuzzi chases it to the outside corner for strike 3. 2 big Ks for the Medford pitcher, Lally. And Brookline threatens but cannot score. Brookline now getting set to warm up. Here in the bottom of the first as Engelman now takes to the mound. This is his second appearance of the season and his second start. He started that season opener against Woburn, pitched 5 strong innings, but left with a no decision. He's got a whip of 1.20 and 4 strikeouts from that first outing. Like I said, I don't quite have the Medford lineup. And hard to say how much we've got here on Game Changer, which is what I'm going to be relying on heavily here. But it looks like we've got a name for the leadoff hitter for the Medford North End team. Looks like it's going to be number 3, Torello, leading off here against Engelman. In the live chat, we've got our usual greeting from Barbara Jo Metzger, Go Brookline from Buffalo, New York. Remember, folks, if there's anything you'd like to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat. And of course, as always, if you enjoy this live stream, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. Assuming we continue getting our good luck with the weather throughout the rest of this week, I will be back. The team will be back in action, and I'll be back covering them as they go out on the road against Acton Boxborough on Thursday night. So be sure to stay tuned for that and many more games to come. Subscribing to the channel can help with that. So interestingly, I do believe this is the first start behind the plate this summer for Fantuzzi, as he is mostly operated in a platoon at first base with Adam Rosenblatt, but we did see him do some catching at the end of that game against the Base. That Brookline won in 5 innings, 15-0. First pitch from Engelman catches the zone for strike 1. Swing and a miss there. That'll be strike 2. That one comes low and inside. That'll be ball 1. I always say it's good to get those wild pitches out of you while you got no runners on base. And it can just be a harmless ball 1. This one is fouled off. Defensive swing from Torello. So that pitch might have come in a little low, but better to foul it off to be sure. 1-2 the count. That one misses outside for ball 2. And that one's going to miss inside for ball 3. So Torello battling his way to a full count here. And that one is fouled off. Torello giving Engelman a fight here as the first Medford North End batter. And that one's going to miss. Torello checks his swing and draws ball 4. A hard-fought walk to start off the inning. Now coming up is number 9, which I believe is Lally, the pitcher. First pitch is low for ball 1. That one misses, gets away from the catcher. Torello takes off and takes second base on the wild pitch. And in fact, this is not Lally, this is Maffeo, who is listed as number 1, even though he's very clearly wearing number 9. That one's going to miss high, and it's a 3-0 count to Maffeo. And that one is in there for strike 1. This one fouled off, and now it's Engelman battling back in the count. He's got a full count to Maffeo with no outs and Torello in scoring position. This one's lifted foul down the right field side. Maffeo stays alive with a full count. And this one fouled off again. The Medford North End hitters not giving Engelman any easy outs here. And he goes for a pickoff move, and it was a good move, but the throw was slightly off the mark. And so Torello dives back safely. That one catches the corner for strike 3. Well placed by Engelman that time for a big first out get. Now coming up is Winston. First pitch to Winston is strike 1. And that one is high for ball 1. That one comes in high for ball 2. 2-1, the count to Winston. Torello stands at second, 1 down here in the bottom of the first. That one misses well outside for ball 3. This one fouled off, strike 2. Third straight batter to face a full count against Engelman here in this inning. We've seen one draw a walk. We've seen one go down on strikes. Let's see what Winston does here. Lifts this one foul down the first base side. Stays alive at 3-2. Makes contact. It's a dribbler over to second, picked up by Doctoroff, thrown to first, and that's out number 2. Torello moves down to third on the grounder. Now 2 down for Medford. Now with 2 outs, up comes Lombardo. First pitch, he hits a dribbler. It's going to stay fair. It's picked up by Cody at third. Long throw to first. Got him in time for out number 3. After so many long, hard-fought at-bats, the inning ultimately ends on a first pitch swing. Both teams get a runner as far as third base in the first inning, but neither one can bring the runner home. And after 1 inning of work, the score is 0-0. Due up for Brookline in the top of the second will be Adam Rosenblatt, Skeffington, and Martino. Got another kind note in the live chat from Barbara Jo Metzger. My brother in Colorado, Peter QB, is not able to watch the game tonight, but wanted me to send his regards to you, Jesse. Thank you so much, Barbara, and thank you. Shout out to Peter out in Colorado. I always appreciate the kind words and support from the community. So no score thus far, but it's not been a game devoid of excitement, as both teams did threaten. Between the two teams, only 4 balls actually put in play through the first inning. A pop out and a single from Brookline's bats, and two ground outs to the infield from the Medford North End bats. Sorry about that. I was just taking a quick look at something. But now we start the top of the second inning, leading off for Brookline, the first baseman, number 17, Adam Rosenblatt. First pitch, Rosenblatt lifts this one deep into the outfield. Outfielder is tracking it, and the center fielder's got it for out number 1. So a quick 1-pitch out. With 1 down, up comes the extra hitter, number 12, James Skeffington. Skeffington shows bunt but pulls back and takes ball 1. Skeffington has been strong on those bunt and infield hits so far this season. And right now his stat line reads 4 for 7 with 2 runs scored and 1 RBI as he takes ball 2 to the outside. Swings and hits a grounder over to second, fielded well, and thrown to first, and that's out number 2. Two quick outs. And now with 2 down, up comes the left fielder, number 25, Ellis Martino. Martino this season 1 for 3, 1 walk, 1 steal, 1 run scored. First pitch in there, strike 1. Martino hits one. It's a slow bouncer over to short, fielded, thrown to first, throws wild, and Martino reaches. So Brookline, the beneficiaries of an E6. And now with 2 down and a runner on first, up comes the right fielder, number 19, Ben Rosenblatt. Throw back to first, checks on Martino, and he dives back safely. Another throw down to check. So with that error, preventing the third out from being gotten when it could have been, any runs that score in this inning will be unearned against, will not be earned runs that count against Lally. Although he is still just 1 out away from getting out of this inning with no score. That pitch misses and a pickoff, and they had a chance to get him. Martino needed a little bit of extra effort to get back to first on that play. He did get tricked, but the throw was not on the mark, so the first baseman didn't even try. 2-0, the count to Rosenblatt. And another pitch high for ball 3. 3-0, I believe, is the count to Rosenblatt. That one in there for strike 1. Oops, that's on the wrong mark. There we go. Another pickoff move, and they almost got him. They thought they had him. Looks like Lally was looking home for an appeal from the home plate umpire. It was a very nice pickoff move, and it looks like they might have gotten him. But at the end of the day, it's the official's call, and you have to respect it. And so Martino back safe at first. Now the pitch, Rosenblatt hits a grounder over to short, fielded, and the shortstop's just going to tag second on his own. And that brings an end to the inning. Brookline gets 1 runner on base off an error, but cannot do anything more. And we are still scoreless. Engelman back on the mound for his second inning of work. Had a bit of a shaky first inning. But, you know, maybe after shaking off those first inning jitters and getting out of the inning unscathed, he'll have an easier time in this second inning, similar to what happened with Lally. Lally allowed a walk and a hit in the first inning. Runners got to second and third on him. But after he escaped the jam, he was able to have a much easier time in the second inning. I mean, Engelman's biggest problem in that first inning was really just some struggles finding the strike zone. And so if he is able to hit the zone more consistently, then I imagine, especially on a turf field where errors are not as common, just due to how smooth the material is compared to dirt and grass. You know, this is the kind of field where you can really rely on the fielders behind you. First batter coming up for Medford North End. As you've probably noticed, they don't exactly have standardized uniforms here as the batter chases that one high for strike 1. You know, Medford North End, sort of like the base, a newer formed team, as that's another swing and a miss for strike 2. And so sometimes you get these teams that are still kind of figuring things out logistically. This is low. This one is fouled off and low, stays alive at 0-2. And this one, he reaches out and fouls off. It's going to stay in play, though, and it's caught by Rosenblatt for out number 1. Boy, when you compare that with the first couple batters that Engelman faced in the first, a much easier time. First pitch there catches the low corner for strike 1. This is Hale at the plate. That one just misses, ball 1. And this one rocketed out to right center. That's going to drop in. That's going to go for extra bases. That's bouncing all the way into the soccer field. And it's going to be extended for a triple by Hale. Ran into almost some logistical issues there. They were lucky that the soccer play going on that end of the field was on the other end of the soccer field, so to speak. So Rosenblatt was able to ultimately chase that one down and get it back into the field of play. But now a runner at third with 1 out after the first extra base hit of the day for either team. First pitch here is strike 1. This pitch low, but well blocked by Fantuzzi. 1-1 is the count to the batter, Mack. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. One and two the count. That one's low, and again blocked by Fantuzzi. He let a couple balls pass him by in the first inning, but with runner at third, it is paramount that he keep the ball in front of him. This one is rocketed back out to right center. Outfielders on their horse. It's over Hoffman's head. Hale is going to trot home for the game's first run, and Mack is going to go around second and go to third as it was back into the soccer field. Mack's going to try and come all the way around for an inside the Parker, and he dives in safely. A 2-run inside the park home run for Mack. And just like that, Medford North End up 2-0. First pitch there is a strike. And another strike, quick 0-2 count. Engelman trying to bounce back from 2 hard-hit balls that now have his opponent on the board. Swing and a miss there. Quick 3 pitches, 3 strikes. 2 down now in the inning. As Grant goes down swinging. This pitch in for strike 1. Now at the plate is supposedly Lally. So I guess Lally is not the pitcher. The pitcher must be Maffeo, as that is not the player who's been pitching. That one misses. 2-1 is the count. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. That one's going to miss, and we've got a full count, I believe, might be 2-2. I might have it wrong. This one is lifted, foul, and out of play. And that's going to be ball 4. So a 2-out walk for Lally. And now at the plate, I'm not quite sure. But the first pitch is high for a ball, and now an attempted steal, and they got him by a mile. Well thrown by Fantuzzi. It was a late takeoff by Lally. And he is caught stealing to end the inning. 2 explosive hits deep to the outfield by Hale and Mack put 2 runs on the board for Medford North End. And Brookline now going to be playing catch-up. Due up, it's going to be the 10-1 2-hitters for Brookline, Cody, Sawada, and Doctoroff. We got another nice note in the live chat from Jeff Engelman. Thanks for broadcasting, Jesse. Great to be able to root for Brookline, Brookline on from out of town. Thank you so much, Jeff. Happy to be able to do it. Now leading off for Brookline, the third baseman, number 3, Ben Cody. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Cody, as you can see, has had only 1 plate appearance thus far. He's 0 for 0 with a walk, a steal, and a run. And takes strike 2 there. In terms of offense, he's been used also as a pinch runner. Now today is the starting third baseman, a chance for more trips to the plate as that one skips away from the catcher for ball 1. And that's a high ball 2. That one also just misses. Did not curve into the zone in time. Full count. And Cody hits a pop-up, and that's going to be fouling out of play. Stays alive with a full count. And Cody makes good contact here out to the outfield, and it's going to drop in right center. Ben Cody with his first hit of the summer with a leadoff single. Now batting with a runner on first and nobody out, the shortstop, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Cody takes off on the first pitch. It's a high ball 1. Good throw, but just a little high as Cody slides in under the tag. And a turnaround check on the runner, but there were no fielders on second base at the moment, so no throw made. Sawada shows bunt, lays it down up the third base side, picked up by the pitcher, and it's not going to be in time to stop anyone. Sawada reaches first on the bunt single, and Brookline's now got runners at the corners with nobody out. And now a brief meeting at the mound for Medford North End as the whole infield's coming in. Is about to turn into a high-pressure situation, and coach might be discussing what to do about Sawada at first. You know, in all likelihood, Brookline going to have Sawada steal second, and Medford North End has got to, make a decision when that happens. Do they try and pick him off first, try and catch him being overeager? Do they, look out for some kind of decoy play? Brookline's, run those in the past where they have a guy walk from first to second to distract the fielders from noticing that the guy at third is simultaneously going home. Do they try and catch Sawada at second and just hope that Cody isn't feeling aggressive from third? Do they go for some kind of a cutoff play, throw it right to the shortstop, and then go right back home to try and catch Cody? Lots of possibilities. But in the meantime, first and third, and at the plate is Ben Doctoroff. First pitch is high for a ball. They fake the throwdown, and Sawada easily takes second. Doctoroff drew a walk his last time up. Now he's got 2 in scoring position. That pitch just misses, ball 2. That one is going to miss to the outside as well for ball 3. That one down Broadway for strike 1. Doctoroff taking all the way. And we've now got a 3-1 count. Doctoroff hits one right back at the pitcher. Fast glove from Lally. Or whoever it is on the mound, and that's a big first out get for Medford North End. Now up, center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. First pitch high, ball 1. Hoffman last time up hit a single. That one misses high as well for ball 2. That one in there for strike 1. And now fouled off by Hoffman. That is strike 2. And that one's going to be high for ball 3. So now a full count to Hoffman with runners at second and third and one down here in the top of the third. Medford North End leads Brookline 2-0. Hoffman lifts this one into left, and that's going to drop in safely. One run is in. Sawada going to turn around and hold at third, but Hoffman is going to advance to second on the throw. Brookline on the board off the RBI hit from Owen Hoffman. Now up to the plate, the pitcher, number 2, Charlie Engelman. First pitch is going to miss low and away for ball 1. Engelman, for the second straight time, comes up with runners at second and third and one out. His last time up, he went down on strikes. He's hoping to do something to move the runners along this time. Sawada, the potential tying run at third. Hoffman, the potential go-ahead run at second. Engelman lifts this one. It's into shallow center, and it's caught by the second baseman, and the runners are going to hold. That's a big second out get for Medford. Brookline still hoping to tie things up. Up comes the catcher, number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi. First pitch catches the inside corner for strike 1. Last time up, Fantuzzi, same situation, second and third, 2 down, and he went down on strikes to end the first. Fantuzzi hits a grounder. It's over to short, fielded, thrown to first, and taken off the hop for the 6-3 ground out. Brookline able to get one on the board, but they can't get any more. Heading into the bottom of the third, Brookline still trails Medford North End by a score of 2-1. It'll be the top of the order Due up for Medford North End, Torello, Maffeo, and Winston. As Torello was the one at the plate when the runner was caught stealing second to end the second inning. Engelman back on the hill for his third inning of work. Brookline's been doing a great job getting runners on base today. They've had 5 runners get to at least second base so far in this game, but only one of them has come home. They've had a little bit of trouble getting those RBI hits. But meanwhile, Medford North End with the 2 biggest swings of the day so far. 2 rockets launched out to right center that went all the way down to the folks playing soccer on the other end of the field out here at East Boston Memorial. And that resulted in a triple for Hale and an inside the park homer for Mack. That has the score where it is. I mean, that's just the possibilities that you face out here in East Boston. You know, fences are very, very far back. And so you can't really count on them to slow down any hard hit balls. Torello back at the plate, and he hits a dribbler up the first base line off the first pitch, and it's going to land in foul territory for strike 1. Torello, his last time up, he drew a walk to lead off the bottom of the first, got as far as third base, but was left stranded. And that one is fouled off for strike 2. That one is low for ball 1. This one is going to be fouled off. Torello still not giving Engelman any easy outs here. This one hard hit, and it's through the gap on the right side into right field for a leadoff single. Now at the plate is number 9, Lally, who lifts this one sky high over to second base, and it's caught by Doctoroff for a quick out number 1. Now with 1 down and a runner at first, up comes Winston. A throw back to first does not get Torello. This one lifted high, going to stay in the infield. Engelman tracking it himself, and he dropped it! Picks up the ball and throws to second, and they still get the out. Good recovery. If they didn't have a runner on first there, it would have been a simple reach on error, but instead it's going to go down as a fielder's choice. Now coming up to the plate is Lombardo, swing and a miss for strike one. Lombardo, his last time up, grounded out to third to end the first inning. Runner taking off for second, pitches in low, throw down to second, could not be grabbed cleanly to make the tag, and that is going to be a successful steal for Winston. One and one the count. This one's hit. That's a blooper out to right. That's going to drop fair. The runner is going to round third and come home. A 2-out RBI single for Lombardo. And Medford extends its lead. Now coming up to the plate is Lowe. And Lowe hits a dribbler up the third base side, fielded by Cody, thrown over to first, pulls the first baseman off the bag, but they caught the runner between second and third, or did they? Throw down to third, and he's safe. Lowe reaches on the E5. Medford scrapping out some base runners here, and they've now got runners at the corners with two down and a 2-run lead. Now up comes Hale. Hale, of course, launched a triple out to right center his last time up and came in to score off Max inside the Parker. Takes ball one there. That one is tipped for strike one. This one fouled off, strike two. Runner taking off for second, and this one hard hit past the first baseman. Another run is going to come in, and Hale is going to make it extra bases once again with a double down the right field line, as Medford now goes up 4-1. Lombardo in to score. And now coming to the plate is Mack. This pitch fouled off for strike one. Mack hit one deep to center. That ended up going for an inside the park home run. Chases that one in the dirt for strike two. That one misses well outside for ball 1. Oh, that one hits him. Second straight batter to face 2 strikes, and this one ends up getting a hit by pitch. Coach Busey coming out to talk to Engelman, as this has been a nightmarish inning for the Brookline hurler here in the bottom of the 3rd. Grant coming up for Medford North End. Looks like the game changer actually gave Lowe an infield single on that play. And it looks like for now, they're sticking with Engelman, hoping he can get out of the jam. First pitch is low for ball 1. Grant, his last time up, went down on strikes. That one's going to miss for ball 2. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. This one's a grounder over to second, flip to second, and finally Brookline gets out of the inning. I mean, after all that excitement, it was only 2 runs put on the board, but that can make all the difference at the end of 3. The score, Medford North End 4, Brookline 1. And really, you look at the difference, you know, when you've got the timely hitting. I mean, up to this point, it was really just 2 big rocket shots by Medford that had produced their biggest offensive threat. And then this inning, Brookline's defense was doing well. They got 2 outs in the inning. And a runner did steal second, but, you know, 2 outs, 1 runner on. Pretty good situation to be in. But then Lombardo gets the bloop single to right, and Winston comes home. And then Lowe gets the infield single, and Lombardo with some aggressive base running to get down to third. Then Hale launches a hard hit one up the first base line. And just like that, 2 runs in out of a rally with 2 outs. Brookline, meanwhile, has been struggling when they've had runners in scoring position today. They've had 2 situations where they had runners at second and third with 1 or fewer outs. And out of those 2 opportunities, they've produced only 1 run. So they'll be hoping they can get a spark here from their 6, 7, 8 hitters, Adam Rosenblatt, Skeffington, and Martino. Another kind note in the live chat from Greg Hoffman. Thanks, Jesse. Great broadcast as always. Thank you so much. First pitch to Rosenblatt outside for ball 1. Rosenblatt, his last time up, he hit a deep shot, but hung in the air too long. It was a flat center. This time hits a grounder to short. Fielded cleanly, thrown to first, and he beat it out! Adam Rosenblatt with the wheels up the first base line for the infield single. Maybe a hustle play like that can help spark something for the Brookline offense. First pitch to Skeffington, going to miss for ball 1. And a throw back to first now to check on Rosenblatt. He gets back safely. Skeffington, his last time up, grounded out to second. As he takes high ball 2 there. Of course, Skeffington also his last time at the box. He briefly showed bunt, trying to sneak something past the fielders with a runner at first. You wonder if he might go for that again, at the very least to move the runner. Another throw back to first to check on Rosenblatt, and he's back safe once again. Skeffington hits a grounder over to short, fielded, thrown to first, and the throw misses. Pulled the first baseman off the bag. And Brookline, with 2 straight grounders to short, has 2 straight batters reach. I wonder if the infield single by Rosenblatt was still in the shortstop's head and he rushed that throw a bit. Now a bunt attempt fouled off. That's going to be strike 1. At the plate for Brookline is the left fielder, number 25, Ellis Martino. Ironically, Martino, his last time up, also reached on an E6. Now up with runners at first and second and nobody out. Shows bunt again, pulls back and takes strike 2. So can't really bunt in this situation. If he fouls off a bunt, he will be out, so probably going to be told to swing at this point. Lally turns around to check on Rosenblatt at second, but does not throw. And Martino a little out in front of that one, and it was a little out of the zone, but he manages to get a piece and stays alive at 0-2. That one is low for ball 1. Well blocked by Lombardo behind the plate. And another throw back to second. And Rosenblatt gets back safely. That one catches the zone. Bit of a delayed call, but the call is strike 3. First out of the inning. Now coming up, the right fielder, number 19, Ben Rosenblatt. First one in there for strike 1. Rosenblatt, his last time up, grounded into a fielder's choice at second to end the second inning. Now up here with 1 out and runners at first and second. Another one catches the zone for strike 2. And Rosenblatt chases that one for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts. Brookline again struggling to move the runners. Last chance for the inning. It's the third baseman, number 3, Ben Cody. First pitch in the zone again. Cody, his last time up, got a single, later stole second, and then came in to score on the RBI hit by Owen Hoffman. That one low for ball 1 as Cody able to check his swing there. This one low, well blocked again by Lombardo, ball 2. We are under the lights now here at East Boston Memorial as the night wears on. Top of the 4th, Medford North End leads Brookline 4-1. Brookline with runners at first and second, 2 down. That one going to just miss, ball 3. And that one's going to miss, ball 4. Cody keeps the inning going and loads the bases as Brookline cycles back around to the top of the order. Now up with the bases loaded and 2 down, the shortstop, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch is low for ball 1. That's strike 1. Sawada's been up with the bases loaded a couple times already this summer, and he did draw a bases loaded walk against the base last week as he takes strike 2 there. That bases loaded walk accounting for his only RBI so far this summer. He's hoping to get more here, but staring down a 1-2 count. Sawada reaches out and hits a grounder right back to the pitcher. Lally takes it, underhands to first. And again, Medford escapes the jam. Brookline has now stranded 6 runners in scoring position through their first 4 innings. Heading into the bottom of the 4th, looks like they're going to stick with Engelman for now. He's had a tough time with the odd-numbered innings so far, as the first and third both gave him some trouble. But he hasn't had any blow-up innings per se. Last inning came very close to being one, but he was able to contain things before they got too out of hand. But in a relatively low-scoring game like this, even 2 runs in an inning can be huge. Due up for Medford North End, it's going to be Maffeo, Torello, and Lally. The 9-1-2 hitters. we got a brief pause with the officials discussing something, I don't know what. I am thoroughly confused. Whatever that was, looks like it's wrapped up. And we're about ready to start the bottom of the fourth. Leading off for Medford North End will be Maffeo. Last time up, Maffeo drew a walk, but was caught stealing second. There he chases one low for strike one. And that one is low for ball one. Engelman's already thrown about 70 pitches so far tonight. So that one's going to miss for ball two. That one actually catches the corner for strike two. And that one's going to miss for ball three. And swing and a miss. Engelman gets the first batter down on strikes. Now we cycle back around to the top of the order with Torello. First pitch in there, strike one. Torello, his last time up, he led off the third inning with a single. Before that, drew a walk in the first. That one's going to miss for ball one. This one is lifted out to center. That's going to drop in again for another base hit for Torello. Now coming up is the pitcher, number 9, Lally. Last time up, he popped out to second. Before that, struck out back in the first. Rockets this one out to center. Hoffman tracking it, and he's got it. Quick second out get there. And now coming up to the plate is Winston. This one is popped foul for strike one. Last time up, Winston effectively popped out into a fielder's choice as his pop fly was dropped, but then the Torello was thrown out at second. Torello taking off for second. Pitch is low for a ball. Throw down to second, and just barely evades the tag. Torello takes second. That pitch high for ball 2. This one's hard hit off a glove going into the outfield. Torello is going to round third and head for home. And Medford puts another run on the board. A 2-out RBI single for Winston. That is 3 out of 5 runs scored with 2 down so far in this game for Medford North End. Now coming up is the catcher, Lombardo. 2 down, runner at first. First pitch high, ball 1. That one's in there for strike 1. Runner takes off for second, but the pitch is fouled off. And the runner's going to have to go back. 1-2, the count to Lombardo. Last time up, Lombardo got a 2-out RBI single and later came in to score as part of that third-inning rally. Before that, grounded out to third to end the first inning. That one in there for strike 3. Medford North End puts another run on the board and extends the lead again. Through 4, the score, Medford North End 5, Brookline 1. At this 4th inning break, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about Language Virtual. Language Virtual is a non-profit organization made by Brookline High School students in order to help other students all over the world. Language Virtual offers free English language lessons online to students around the globe. These lessons are taught by volunteer high school students, many of them from right in the area, who are recruited by Language Virtual to teach these ELL lessons through the simplest, most tried and true method of learning a language, conversation. To date, Language Virtual has recruited over 100 volunteer teachers to teach over 700 students across more than 10 different countries. And with the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, Language Virtual has seen an influx of students of Ukrainian descent, displaced by the war, and hoping these English lessons can help them adjust to their new living situations. Visit languagevirtual.org to find out how you can register, either as a volunteer student teacher or as a student in need of these lessons. You can also donate money to Language Virtual to help them continue teaching students in need and fostering these worldwide connections. Once again, that's languagevirtual.org. And you can see a link to Language Virtual's website in the description section down below. Lally back on the mound for his 5th inning of work, and he's been doing a great job keeping Brookline off the scoreboard. I mentioned before, Brookline has stranded, I believe, 8 base runners in total today, 6 of them stranded in scoring position. Sorry, beg your pardon. It'll be the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for Brookline: Doctoroff, Hoffman, and Engelman. Doctoroff 0 for 1 so far today with a walk and a line out right back to the pitcher. Hoffman 2 for 2 with 2 singles, one of them good for an RBI as he drove in what is so far Brookline's only run of the day. And Engelman 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-out. So Hoffman hoping for more of the same, Engelman hoping for less of the same, and Doctoroff hoping for a result closer to his first plate appearance than his second one. And now stepping up, the second baseman, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. Doctoroff takes strike 1 to the inside corner. Hits a grounder, diving snag over at third, long throw, pulls the first baseman off the bag. Well hit by Doctoroff. It was very well fielded. And I'm going to wait and see on Game Changer whether they score that a hit or an error. They've scored it an infield single. Now at the plate is the center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman, as he takes ball 1. Doctoroff, we know, can be a threat on the base paths as he takes a lead off from first. And they throw back to first, and Doctoroff dives back. Or maybe they just, I think he actually just took a look over there. I don't think he actually threw the ball. Hoffman swings and misses there. Caught by the off speed on that one. Strike 1. Another throw back to first, and again Doctoroff gets back safely. That pitch catches the corner for strike 2. Hoffman now behind in the count, 1-2. Another throw back to first. Hoffman delayed swing, and it drops in fair territory. Catcher's going to throw him out at first, and that will be out number 1, but basically an accidental sac bunt, which is certainly better than going down on strikes. One down and a runner at second. Up comes the pitcher, number 2, Charlie Engelman. First pitch in there for strike 1. Engelman, his third straight plate appearance with at least one runner in scoring position. Hoping this time he can help move him along. That one misses to the outside, ball 1. Doctoroff leading off from second, one down here in the top of the fifth. And Lally just takes a beat off the rubber to check on Doctoroff. Big swing and a miss there from Engelman. He was trying to get all of that one, but was too far out in front of an off-speed pitch. Engelman makes contact. It's dribbler to third, picked up by the third baseman. Throw to first, gets Engelman. Doctoroff advances to third. 2 down here in the fifth. Now Fantuzzi, the catcher, number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi, with his third straight plate appearance with a runner on third. And he lifts this one out to left, and it's foul. That one was just a little more to the right, and that would have been an RBI hit for sure. Instead, it'll be an 0-1 count. Fantuzzi 0 for 2 so far today with a strikeout and a groundout. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. Lally takes a beat off the rubber, and Lombardo now comes out for a meeting. 2 down, 0-2 the count. Doctoroff at third. Medford North End leads Brookline 5-1 here in the top of the fifth inning. Fantuzzi hits a grounder. It's a dribbler to short. It's picked up by the third baseman. Throw is high, and he reaches. Fantuzzi legs out the 2-out RBI infield single. Either a single or an E5, depending on what they'll score it on Game Changer. We'll take a look. But either way, Doctoroff does come in to score. And it's now a 5-2 ball game. Rosenblatt lifts this one into shallow left. Left fielder's got it. And that is the end of the inning. So Jackson Fantuzzi comes through with a big RBI infield single, but Brookline's still trailing, and they are running out of time to try and catch up to Medford North End. And meanwhile, on the defensive side of things, we've got a new pitcher for Brookline. This is a man I have never seen pitch before. This is number 5, Keenan Sawada. Looks like they're going to send out James Skeffington to play shortstop in Sawada's place. Skeffington the extra hitter, so no need for any change in the batting order. But between 2 previous spring seasons, I have never seen Sawada pitch. Of course, he was a member of the Lou Tompkins' team last year, but last year he was battling an injury, and so he was only allowed to bat. He was not allowed to play the field. So this is my first time seeing Keenan Sawada on the mound. We know what he can do at the plate. We know he can be an on-base machine. We know he can be a big threat on the base paths. And we know he's got a great glove in the infield, whether it be at second, short, or third. But what can he do on the hill? That is going to be the big question here. Due up for Medford will be Lowe, Hale, and Mack. Leading off for Medford North End will be the center fielder, number 8, Lowe. First pitch from Sawada is high and away for ball 1. Lowe 1 for 2 so far today. Popped out his first time up, but legged out an infield single as part of that third inning rally his last time up, as it takes ball 2 there. Can be really tough to find your groove and find the strike zone as a reliever at this level, as there aren't really any specialists. So combine the usual pressure of coming into a non-neutral situation, which is what always happens when you're a reliever. You're coming in partway through the game. The situation is typically, not a neutral situation. One team is usually leading. And as you can see, sometimes it's a little hard to find your control, as that's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Lowe. Because compounding those issues is the fact that these guys aren't specialists. These are guys that play multiple positions. If you come in, maybe there's a chance that you pitch, but you also might be called on out of like the outfield or the infield as an emergency reliever, depending on the situation. So it can be very difficult to get through those early appearance jitters. At the plate now is Hale as he fouls that first pitch off for strike 1. Hale 2 for 2 so far today with a pair of extra base hits, a double and a triple, a run scored, and an RBI. That pitch going to miss outside for ball 1. That pitch going to miss for ball 2. And that pitch is going to miss for ball 3. Fantuzzi thought about a throw down to first, decided against it. 3-1, the count to Hale. This one hit up the middle. Nice grab by Doctoroff at second as he flips it to Skeffington for out number 1. That one looked like it was going to be a single up the middle, but a nice sliding grab at second turns it into a 4-6 fielder's choice. So 1 down, and now up is the second baseman, number 2, Mack. That pitch low for ball 1. Mack 1 for 1 so far today with a 2-run inside the park home run and a hit by pitch. Runner is taking off for second. Pitch misses for another ball, and Hale successfully takes second base. This one hard hit. That's going to go through the gap into right. Hale is going to round third but turn back around as it was a quick throw back from Rosenblatt. But that will put runners at the corners. One down and runners at first and third. And now up comes Grant, the other number 2 playing today. Again, they don't have, fully consistent jerseys for this Medford team at the moment. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes strike 1. Shows bunt again, pulls back. It's a strike. Runner going down to second, but they cut off the throw. And so Mack will steal second. But it is now an 0-2 count to Grant. Chases it low for strike 3. Throw over to first, and they get the out. 2 down now with runners at second and third. Now up comes Maffeo. Last time up, Maffeo struck out to lead off the 4th. Before that, he drew a walk in the 2nd and was caught stealing. That one sails in way high for ball 1. That one is low for ball 2. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. Two and one the count. Hale at third, Mack at second. Sawada trying to escape the inning with no score. That one in there for strike 2. That one way high, ball 3. That one catches the corner for strike 3. Against all odds, despite difficulty finding the zone to start the inning, despite a couple of hard hit balls by some powerful hitters, and despite not having made a pitching appearance at this level up to this point, Sawada escapes his first inning with no score off of back-to-back strikeouts. But now the burden shifts back to the Brookline offense, which has had its share of struggles all day when it comes to bringing runs home, and it's going to be the bottom of the order. The 7, 8, 9 hitters, Skeffington, Martino, and Ben Rosenblatt, trying to make things happen here in the 6th. Lally coming back out to pitch the 6th inning for Medford North End. As we move into the 6th, the score, Medford 5, Brookline 2. First to the plate for Brookline here in the top of the 6th will be the shortstop, number 12, James Skeffington. Skeffington 0 for 2 so far today. At least that's what I've got him as. I had him with a reach on error his most recent plate appearance. Game Changer might have scored that a hit. I'll have to go back and double check. But Skeffington lifts this one into shallow left, and the shortstop tracks it. Good awareness by the captain of the infield there for out number 1. Now coming up to the plate, the left fielder, number 25, Ellis Martino. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Martino, I've got him reaching on an E6 his first time up, and then he struck out his most recent plate appearance. That one in there for strike 1. And that one hits him. Martino hit by the pitch. And Brookline gets a runner on with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. You could hear that one hit as based on what Martino's looking at. I think it hit his right elbow. And we've got a pinch hitter now. Making his summer debut and pinch hitting for Ben Rosenblatt will be number 24, Colin Gibbons. First pitch in there for strike 1. And an attempted pickoff as Martino dives back safely. Gibbons coming off a spring season where he was 1 for 7. And that one, I believe, missed for ball 1. So 1-1 the count with a runner at first and 1 down. And Gibbons lifts this one out to right, and it drops fair. This is going to go for extra bases. Colin Gibbons with a clutch play as a late game pinch hitter. So that big hit down the right field line puts runners at second and third with one out. It is a familiar situation for Brookline. They've had multiple runners in scoring position on 3 separate occasions today, and they've been struggling to bring their runners home. First pitch to Ben Cody, lifts it into right. It's over the second baseman's head. Martino comes home. Gibbons slides awkwardly into third, and Ben Cody brings one home for Brookline. Now a meeting at the mound as Brookline's starting to rally here. Ben Cody with the infield single. Coach is discussing whether or not they're going to stick with Lally. Looks like they are. And it's going to be runners at the corners and one out as we cycle back around to the top of the order. Now hoping to add to his own cause here is the relief pitcher, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada 1 for 3 so far today as he takes ball 1 there. Big hit here out to right. That's going to drop in front of the right fielder. In comes Gibbons. This is a 1-run ball game. Keenan Sawada adding to the rally. After failing to bring in a run with the bases loaded his last time up, he comes through huge there. And now, with the tying run at second, runners at first and second and one out, up comes the second baseman, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. We are going to have a change in pitchers for Medford North End. This is going to be Lowe, number 8, taking over for Lally. Lally leaves 2 inherited runners on the base paths. If none of them come home, Lally is still the pitcher on credit for the win. If one of them comes home, it becomes a no decision. If two of them if both runners come home, then Lally all of a sudden becomes the pitcher on credit for the loss. Boy, just like that, Brookline's offense felt like it was sputtering and crawling at points and just struggling so mightily with runners in scoring position, and now all of a sudden back-to-back RBI singles by Ben Cody and Keenan Sawada. And that looks like one of the most well-hit balls Sawada's had so far this summer. And now Brookline starting to enter the meat of their lineup with the number 2 hitter coming up. But now a very different look coming from the mound as Lowe, a southpaw, coming to the plate, coming to the hill for Medford North End. And remember what I said before, it can be difficult at this level for a reliever to come in and find their groove and find the strike zone right out of the gate. And it can be especially hard compounding that with the intensity of the given situation in which they come in. I mean, Sawada was coming in with his team down 3 and just trying to hang on. But now Lowe coming on, trying to preserve a one-run lead with a runner already in scoring position. But for Brookline, what it means on the opposite end is the hitters have to get used to a completely different delivery, especially switching from a right-hander to a lefty. Now stepping up to the plate, the second baseman, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. First pitch is low. Well recovered by Lombardo, ball 1. That one catches the zone for strike 1. Doctoroff so far today, he's walked, he's lined out, and he's singled. And he's scored a run. Hits that one. It's a grounder over to second, fielded, thrown to first, and Doctoroff is out. The runners do move to second and third, but it's now the second out of the inning. High-intensity situation coming up here. Tying run at third. Go-ahead run at second. 2 down. Up comes the center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. First pitch fouls it off, strike 1. Hoffman 2 for 3 so far today with 2 singles and an RBI. Hoffman lifts one out to right. They're chasing it. It drops. It drops fair. Both runners are coming in. Hoffman has given Brookline the lead with a clutch 2-out double. Owen Hoffman having himself a day at the plate. Now 3 RBI. And now up comes the extra hitter, number 2, Charlie Engelman. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Brookline now leading Medford 6-5. As that one briefly gets away from the catcher, and Hoffman takes off for third and reaches third. One and one, the count to Engelman. And he fouls that one off for strike 2. That one's going to miss for ball 2. Lowe trying to get out of the inning. Engelman trying to extend the rally and maybe extend the lead as he hits a dribbler up the third base side, fielded by Mack, thrown to first, and that is going to be out number 3. It's a completely different ball game now, folks. Brookline with a huge 6th inning rally. 4 runs they put on the board in that frame, and now as we enter the bottom of the 6th, the score, Brookline 6, Medford 5. Recapping that inning for Brookline, it started with a one-out hit-by pitch by Ellis Martino, and then Colin Gibbons subbing in for Ben Rosenblatt, his first plate appearance of the summer, comes through with a huge double to right. That really was the spark that lit the flame of Brookline's rally, as it was followed by back-to-back RBI singles from Ben Cody and Keenan Sawada, and then 2 batters later, a 2-out, 2-run double by Owen Hoffman to not only tie the score, but give Brookline the lead. Keenan Sawada now back on the mound for another inning of relief for Brookline here in the bottom of the 6th. At the plate is Torello, as we've got the top of the Medford North End lineup due up here. And after that foul ball, it is a 1-1 count. That one misses outside, ball 2. This one fouled off for strike 2. This one is low for ball 3. And that's a leadoff walk. Sawada, just like the start of last inning, struggling to find the zone. And he's in a very different situation on the mound here, trying to protect a lead. Coach Busey coming out for a meeting at the mound. And given that this is Sawada's first pitching appearance, at least that I've ever seen him have, this is a very different situation now to put him in. So it'll be very interesting to see how much rope Brookline gives him here. Of course, in terms of eligible pitchers, there is, of course, a limit. Brookline only had about 11 guys show up today. There's only so many that have pitching experience. I know Ben Rosenblatt's got some pitching experience, so he's someone they could potentially turn to. I think Hoffman and Cody both pitched yesterday, so they probably don't want to bring them back as Sawada attempts a pickoff. It's one of the things that comes up here in summer ball is how many guys do you have and how many of them can pitch, especially in a close game like this coming down to the wire. This one in the dirt for ball 1. At the plate now is Lally, who, like I said, now on the hook for the loss unless there is a tie. Lally lifts this one out to left, drops in front of the left fielder for a clean single. And just like that, Medford's got 2 runners on. Tying run now in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. And up to the plate comes Winston. And Winston lifts this one out to right. It's going to be caught. Runner's going to tag and go down to third and reach safely. Brookline gets the first out, but the tying run Now just 90 feet away. Now coming up is the catcher, Lombardo. Torello at third, Lally at first, one down. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw Lally go for second at some point in this at-bat. You know, attempt the throw down to second, and if nothing else, get rid of the force at second. He takes off on the very first pitch. It's low, and they let him go. Runners now at second and third with one out. That pitch is also low for ball two. That one is also low, ball three. Three and oh, the count to Lombardo. And it's a four-pitch walk to Lombardo. The base is now loaded. Now coming up is the relief pitcher, number 8, Lowe. First pitch is low for ball one. Bases loaded, tying run at third. Potential go-ahead run at second. One out. That hit him. A game-tying hit by pitch for Medford. Torello in to score, and we're all evened up at 6 apiece. Now coming up is Hale. 2 for 3 with a double and a triple. And that one briefly gets away from Fantuzzi, but the runners hold. One and oh count, one down, bases loaded. We're all tied at 6. And it's fouled off for strike one. This one's hard hit through the gap in left. Medford takes the lead. They're trying to send one more. Throw to the plate. And he is, I believe they called safe. Bit hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure 2 runs just came in off the single from Hale. Lally definitely came in to score, and I believe Lombardo beat the throw home. First pitch to Mack is a strike. Lowe at second, Hale at first. Medford now leads Brookline 8-6. This one fouled up in the air. Fantuzzi could not grab it. That'll simply be strike 2 to Mack. And Fantuzzi taking a moment. He might have gotten some dirt in his eye while trying to catch that ball. That pitch low for ball one. And that pitch gonna miss for ball two. Brief pause as the umpires are confirming the count with each other. As I believe they are confirming that the count is in fact 2-2. This one's hit back to Sawada, thrown over to third. They get one. And that is all they get. That will be the second out of the inning on the fielder's choice. And now coming up is Grant. Went down on strikes his last time up. Now up with runners at first, second, two down. First pitch is fouled off. They had Hale taking off for third. But has to retreat. 0-1 the count. This one hit a dribbler back to the pitcher. Sawada picks it up, throws to first. And that is the end of the inning. Medford takes the lead right back in the bottom half of the sixth. Brookline now down to their final 3 outs. As we head to the top of the seventh, Medford North End leads Brookline 8-6. Last chances for Brookline are going to come from their 5, 6, 7 hitters, Fantuzzi, Adam Rosenblatt, and Skeffington. And, you know, I talked as if Medford was some kind of a new team, but that is completely untrue. Medford's been around for years. They think they've, you know, just the past couple of years they've struggled with getting the resources and the organization necessary. So that's why we have a bunch of players with different kinds of jerseys. Some of them just wearing shirts, things of that nature. But I mean, you can't judge too harshly because everyone out here is just eager to play. But I do remember last year, Brookline played their season opener at Medford at a different ballpark. And that one ended up going to 8 innings after some thrilling comebacks from both sides, not dissimilar to what we've got going on here today. But if Brookline wants extra baseball, they are going to have to put 2 runs on the board here. And first pitch to Jackson Fantuzzi is lifted and caught out in center field for out number 1. So a quick 1 pitch out for Lowe, as he is currently the pitcher on credit for the win, as his team took the lead while he was the pitcher. First pitch to Adam Rosenblatt, sails over his head for ball 1. Next pitch comes in high for ball 2. Rosenblatt, his last time up, he flew out to left to end the 5th inning. Also had a fly out to center earlier in the day. He's facing a 3-0 count now. That pitch hits the zone for strike 1. That one hits the zone as well for strike 2. Full count now to Adam Rosenblatt. And he fouls that one off. That one curves in for strike 3. Rosenblatt caught looking, and Brookline is now down to their final out. Last chance for Brookline, the shortstop, number 12, James Skeffington. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. And Skeffington lifts this one out to right. Right fielder under it, and he dropped it! He dropped the ball! Brookline catches a bit of a break there, and this game is not over. Skeffington reaches on the E9. And now coming up is Brookline's right fielder, number 25, Ellis Martino. First pitch is high for ball 1. Martino fouls one off. That is strike 1. And that one is high for ball 2. And another high one, ball 3. 3-1, the count to Martino. And that one is low for ball 4. So Brookline's now got 2 runners on the base paths. And now coming up is the man who sparked their rally back in the 6th, the left fielder, number 24, Colin Gibbons. First pitch in there for strike 1. Gibbons hit a double to right his last time up and then came in to score. Now trying to make something happen here in the 7th. Gibbons hits a grounder over to short, fielded, flipped to second, and that is the end of the ball game. Brookline gave him a fight, but could not keep up in the end. The final score here at East Boston Memorial Park, Medford North End 8, Brookline 6. It's a thrilling contest. Some nice back and forth. Medford led for most of the day, with Brookline struggling to keep up, but then Brookline had the big 4-run rally in the top of the 6th, took a 6-5 lead, but Medford took that lead right back with 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. And thus we have the result. Lowe gets the win on the mound for Medford. Sawada the loss for Brookline. Medford North End secures their first win of the year, improves to 1-2 on the season. Brookline falls to 1-3. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. Brookline's 17U baseball team will be back in action on Thursday when they head back out on the road for another night game at 7 p.m. on Thursday at Acton Boxborough. Be sure to stay tuned for that. Subscribing to the channel can help. And then, of course, thank you to everyone for keeping the good vibes in the live chat. But if there's anything you'd like to say after the live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. You can also go down below to the description section of the video to find a link to the website for our local charity spotlight, Language Virtual. You can also check out the bottom right corner of your screen for some more information about me. You can check out my personal website, jessesports.com. for more information about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. You can also email me directly with any questions or requests you may have, and you can also follow me on Instagram, where I sometimes post highlights from previous live streams. But for this one, that's going to do it. Medford North End 8, Brookline 6. From East Boston Memorial Park in Boston, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.